Hello everyone. Today I want to share my views on English grammar. In English grammar, I want to share my views on figure of speech or figurative language. Okay, but before starting the topic, I want to say that if you are the first viewer of my channel, then please subscribe my channel. So, starting with the topic, figure of speech. What is figure of speech? A figure of speech is a word or phrase used in a non-literal sense for rhetorical or vivid effect. It means that a word or phrase used in a non-literal sense or goes beyond the dictionary word or phrase or not using in the best way, or it is a word or phrase that gives intentional deviation to the ordinary language or to the words or the sentence or to produce a rhetorical effect. Okay, or the poet or the writer give intentional deviation to the words or sentences that they want to be show to the reader or the listener. Okay, now in the European language, figure of the speech are generally classified in the five major categories. Okay, in the European language, it means that figure of speech are generally classified into five categories. Okay, like figure of resemblance or relationship. For example, in the figure of resemblance or relationship, like that simile, metaphor, kinning, conceit, parallelism, personification, metonym, synecdoche, and euphemism. Okay, and the second one is figure of emphasis or understatement. For example, hyperbole or litotes. Now I want to explain you the figurative language. What is figurative language? What do you mean by figurative language? Figurative language means the use of words in that way that deviates or turns in a very general way, in a very conventional way, or show the meaning in the order to convey a message in a complicated meaning, in a colorful meaning, in a clarivative manner, in a very evocative comparison manner. Okay, and it uses a like a language or in the sentence or in a word that give a meaningful that give a very useful meaning or meaningful sentence to a user or a reader that they understood very easily. Okay, now what is the purpose of the figurative language? The main purpose of the figurative language is to determine the meaning of the words or phrases that they want to be used in the poem or text or in the story, like that. And mainly they use metaphor and simile in the poem or in the story or in any other thing. Okay, and they compare things to give more details that the reader have to understood very clearly that what the writer or poet want to be say in the poem or in the story. Okay, now types. There are three types of the figurative language, like metaphor, simile, or personification. Okay, now description. Mainly the metaphor is considered to be very important form of language because it uses mainly in everyday speech, in fiction, in prose, and in poetry. Okay, now effect. What is the main effect of figurative language? The main effect of figurative language is that number one, the transformation of ordinary description into evocative events, and number two, enhance the emotional significance of passage. Number three, turn prose into the poetry. These are three main points that ordinary description to evocative events, enhance the emotional significance of passage, and turn prose into poetry, like that. And it helps the reader to understand the underlying the symbolism of scene. It shows the reader what the poet want to be say in the scene or in the poem, and it recognizes the literary theme also. Now, first of all, before starting the next topic or the questions of the figurative language, I want to say that if you are the first viewer of my channel, then please subscribe my channel and like my video and share my video also. Now, the first question is, what is the effect of using figurative language. The main effect of figurative language is to plot the short story and to encourage a more philosophical approach of the writer, to create a suspense to the reader and to drive the storyline, and to slow down the pace of the plot through lengthy description and comparison also, like that. These are some few points. And the next question is, what is the effect of figurative language in the tone of poem? The main effect of the figurative language in the tone of poem is the mood of the poet, what they want to be say to the reader, to the listener, what they want, what they have in their mind, okay, and to communicate some other elements like emotion and theme. And figurative language can take many forms also, okay, and they have another way to describe their describe their things that they want to be show to the reader or the listener, okay. They have many ways. And the another question is, how the use of figurative language help build meaning and understanding, okay. In this question the use of the figurative language to build meaning and understanding, how they build understanding and meaning, figurative language, okay. So the answer is, figurative language is a way to make ordinary language to be very effective and insightful, because it is very effective language, figurative language, and it makes the ordinary language very effective and very insightful. And the figure of speech has a literal beyond the literal meaning, and it create the interest. Figurative language create a interest in writing and amplifying what we are saying. It create a interest in writing and amplifying what we are saying, so it is very useful language, okay. And this topic is very important topic. Now the other question is, how figurative language contributes to the meaning of poem. The other question is, how figurative language contributes to the meaning of poem. The figurative language are words and expressions that used in the poem by the poet, and the text to convey the various meanings and interpretation from the literal meaning. It means that figurative language plays a major while writing poems, sonnet and ballad. It means that poet uses many expressions and conveys many meanings in the poem and express their views that they have in their mind. They are the best tool for a writer to appeal the senses of reader, okay. Now the other question is, what is the difference between figurative language and figure of speech, okay. Now figurative language refer to a language that contains figure of speech, while figure of speech are particular techniques, okay. If a figurative speech is like a dance routine, figure of speech are like the various moves that make up the routine. It means that figurative language is like a figure of speech. Figure of speech like metaphor, similes, and similes and personification, parallelism, like that. These are some, and it makes the poem and story very effective, and it is like a dance routine, and figure of speech are like the various moves that make up the routine, okay, like that. Now chart of the figure of speech. What is the chart of the figure of speech? Like that, chart of the figure of speech. Figure of speech, simile, metaphor, personification, alliteration, hyperbole, idioms, and irony, onomatopoeia, anaphora, and epistrophe, and litotes, euphemism, antithesis and assonance, puns, symbolism, oxymoron, chiasmus, proverb, metonym, and allusion. These are some these are some figure of speech like simile, metaphor, personification, alteration, hyperbole, idioms, irony, onomatopoeia, anaphora, and apostrophe, litotes, euphemism, antithesis, assonance, puns, symbolism, oxymoron, chiasmus, proverb, metonym, and allusion. Like that. Okay, and I want to describe now the explanation of figure of speech like number one, simile. What is simile? Mainly, the simile is a figure of speech that compares two different things in an interesting way. It means that there is a comparison between the two different things. Okay, and the main object of the simile is to spark an interesting connection between the reader or the listener's mind. It means that the poet or the writer have a very different comparison between the two different things, and poet or writer have a very interesting connection in the reader's or listener's mind, and simile is the one of the most common form of figurative language. Okay, it means that it is the comparison between the two different things in a very interesting way that the reader or the listener's mind is a very effective to read the poem or the story. Okay, and is the very common form of the figurative language. Now, number second, examples of simile can be found just about anywhere from poem. The example of simile can be found in poems, song lyrics, or everyday conversation. Okay, in poem, in song lyrics, in everyday conversation. There is a big example of simile. Like the main difference. What is the main difference between the simile and metaphor? In simile, the words like or as to be drawn comparison. There is a comparison between two different things in simile, but we use the words like or as. We use the word like or as to draw the comparison in the poem or in the story. Okay, and in metaphor, states the comparison without using like or as. State the comparison without using like or as. Okay, the simile makes a direct comparison. Okay, the simile makes a direct comparison. For example, she is as innocent as an angel. Okay, like that. Now, similes in everyday life. Similes in everyday life. Similes are used in literature to make writing more vivid and powerful. In everyday speech, they can be used to make meaningful quickly. It means that similes are used in literature to make writing more powerful, and in everyday speech it make the meaning to convey message to convey meaning very quickly and effectively. And also many commonly used expressions or items are similes. Okay, it means that to make the meaningful, to make the words or sentences effectively, like that. For example, when someone says he is as busy as a bee, I repeat it. When someone says, when someone says he is as busy as a bee, it means that he is working hard, as bees as known to be extremely busy. He is working hard, as bees as known to be extremely busy. And number two, for example, I am snug as a bug in a rug. It means that they feel very comfortable and cozy, or as tucked up tight in bed. Okay. Now, some other well-known similes given below. Number one, as cute as a kitten, as used as a kitten, as happy as a clam, as light as a feather, as blind as a bat, as bold as a brass, as bright as a button, as shiny as a new pin, as cold as a ice, and as common as dirt, as cool as cucumber, as hard as nails, as innocent as a lamb, as tall as a giraffe, as tough as tails, as white as ghost, as sweet as sugar, as black as coal. Okay, these are some similes that we used. Okay, now simile add depth to writing. Okay, simply add depth to writing. Similes can make our language more descriptive and enjoyable. Okay, similes can make our language more descriptive and enjoyable. Writers, poets, songwriters make use of similes often in deep depth and emphasize that words that are very meaningful and they are trying to convey to the reader or listener. Similes can be funny, serious, mean, or creative. Similes are of many types like funny, serious, mean, or creative. Okay, examples used in writing. In depth to writing. You were as brave as lion. He is strong as an ox. This dress is perfect because it fits like a glove. I am so thirsty that my throat is as dry as bone. Okay, now simile in classic literature. Example of similes can be seen in classic literature such as in the poem A Red Red Rose by Robert Burns. Oh my love, in like a red rose that's newly sprung in June. Oh my love is like a melody that's sweetly played in tone. This is a great comparison, a good example of simile. Okay, there is a big comparison between the season. Okay, and flowery season, spring season. Okay, spring season. And simile in song lyrics. Simile can often be found in song lyrics also, as they let us convey, writer want to convey deeper meaning with a fewer words. What they want to be convey a message, to convey deeper meaning with a fewer words. Okay, for example, my heart is like an open highway. My heart is like an open highway. It's my life, Bon Jovi. And it seems to you lived your life like a candle in the wind. Candle in the wind, Elton John. You are as cold as ice. Cold as ice, Warner. Okay, now some important terms I want to be discussed with you. Number one, literal language. What is the meaning of literal language? Literal language means exactly what it says. Exactly what it says by the poet or the writer in the poem or the story. Okay, while figurative language uses simile, metaphor, hyperbole, and personification to describe something, often through comparison with the something different. Okay, number two, non-literal language. It is a language that goes beyond the dictionary meaning of words or phrases, not using words in their usual or basic sense. Okay, writer use a lot of not of literal language to help reader, but better writer use a lot of not literal language to help reader better understand something or gain or more detailed picture in their mind. It means that it is goes beyond the dictionary meaning of words or phrases, not using words in their usual basic sense. It means that the real meaning is not to be shown in the poem, but that meaning is shown in the poem or in the story that the reader want to be understood easily. Okay, number three, rhetorical. Ask in order to produce an effect or to be make a statement rather than to elicit information. Prose, written or spoken language in its ordinary form without metaphorical structure. A short story in the prose. Okay, fiction, literature in the form of prose and especially novels that describe imaginary events and people. It means novels or prose. It is a fiction. Okay, literature in the form of prose, especially novels that describe imaginary events and people. Okay, so this is all about the figure of speech it is the and other figure of speech I want to share in the another video. So please like my video and share my video. Thank you.